Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
You, Dan. How's it going, Norm?
Good. It's getting a little chilly out.
Yeah, my arm hurts, so I just went over to West Hempstead Pharmacy, and I got a shingles vaccine because apparently you're supposed to get shingles vaccine because shingles really are bad.
Yeah, I had that.
So I got the vaccine. They were wonderful to deal with, and I feel like I got punched in my arm. But outside of that,
yeah, don't you have to get two of them?
Yeah. So the second one is between 2 and 6 months,
right?
And then you're good to go.
Good.
So and of course, and this isn't an ad for West Hempstead Pharmacy, although I think it should be. They have an automated system that lets you know that it's time for you to come in and get your second shot. So they take care of everything.
So I had shingles on my back. It was no big deal, but I've seen people who had it on their face, near their eyes. It's not something to fool with. That's a shot that you really do need.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the old people segment of the show, and we're just getting started. But I know some people who went through it, and it's really, really bad. I had my shots. My wife had her shots. I got my flu and COVID shots. So go get your shots.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to start that way, but
but there we are.
It could be the the Echo Medical Minute.
It's the disease of the month.
So yeah, it certainly seems that around the community. So elections are coming up.
Yep.
And so those are exciting times in Nassau County. Early voting starts Saturday, October 25th, and it runs through Sunday, November 2nd. Here in West Hempstead, you can go vote in the library, right?
Right.
I was actually there earlier this morning. I had missed the messages they were sending around saying, by the way, we'll be closed until 1. They were closed until 1 today because the voting machines were being delivered. So yes, if you will, for whatever reason, not be around or don't want to wait, make sure you go do your early voting. You don't think you need to, you don't have to apply for a ballot or anything. You just have to show up during one of these days.
Yeah. And, we're not going to go through every race because the audience will be, far asleep. And
if they made it through the Shingles intro, I think they can survive. But
stay with us,
the
please.
Insomniacs.
So we got that first race, the big one, county executive. You got Seth Kozlow, who's a Democrat, against Bruce Blakeman.
Okay, so I know nothing about Seth. I don't think I've received anything about him. Do we have any polling information?
We don't, but we do know that Bruce Blakeman's candidacy, they raised $1.9 million, close to $2 million in the first half of 2025.
And Seth is probably a quarter of that,
yeah,
right?
Kozlow, almost exactly, 550,000.
Yeah.
So, he's way behind. Just as far as raising money goes. As far as lawn signs, I don't really know. But if you think about it, Blakeman, he's a staunch Republican, and this will be an indicator really of how Trump is doing. Because if Blakeman just gets in without any problem, then I think it means that people are leaning, more to the right, and if some reason he gets upset, then we know we got some change ahead.
Well, if he's upset, it is a big deal because he's a pretty star performer in our county. I mean, he's got his act together. This county runs like a clock. The police department's really probably top in the country. Whatever you want to say about him, I mean, the guy does a good job. So if he sees bad numbers against him, that's a bad sign for the Republicans.
Dan and I were talking to some folks a little while ago. Won't say who, where, or when. But one of the things that they said that I thought that was very interesting was that one of the reasons why the numbers are so good for Nassau County is that they're just getting underreported. Like they're just not reporting, all these terrible things that are going on, or maybe they're being knocked down to misdemeanors and they get off the books. I don't know if Nassau County, is like the safest county in all of America.
It might be
true. It doesn't
true.
feel like it.
No criminals have been hunted down on my block this week. But, it's been a pretty active month.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's first of all, as Twain famously said, lies, damned lies, and statistics, and it's really easy to tweak those things. But I will say, I think it's kind of a universal of American politics for sure that the incumbent usually has a heavy edge. And look, Blakeman's been in office for 10 years now, more, I don't even know, and he's gonna go in with momentum regardless.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of other races which I think fall along the same category for district attorney, for controller, county clerk. Probably the votes will go along party lines. You got the Town of Hempstead Supervisor election there. You got John Ferretti against Joe Scannabolo.
We'll do the best
whatever.
we can. Ferretti was the guy that they kind of snuck in when what's his name picked himself up and walked away without a second
according
thought.
to a lot of people, he just all of a sudden appeared, and
it was magic.
Yeah, here we are, and
Well, let's see if the magic works on election day.
and you got the town clerk. No one really.
Nobody's going to vote one way or the other based on
No
the
one cares
town
about
clerk. I
that.
don't think.
So now you talk about the council member of First District. You have Dorothy Gooseby versus J.B. Corella. So that affects us in West Hempstead. We've seen J.B. all over the town. I have to be honest. I don't think I've really seen Dorothy in the community. So I can't say whether or not I would vote for her one way or the other. But JB seems to be very active, very vocal. He comes to a lot of the community events. So we'll see what happens there.
Okay.
And also, you got the county legislator 5th District.
Right.
So that's another one that impacts us. There you have Moshe Hill against Alina Nix. We interviewed both of them.
Yep.
And, who knows?
That'll be an interesting race.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say I'm a little bit concerned going in just how this whole district was gerrymandered as a super minority area, and West Hempstead was sort of carved out of a larger area within Hempstead itself.
I never understood how that stuff works. I don't know how they get away with it. I don't know why they do it.
Whoever's in power, it's like you take a crayon and you just draw it all over the map.
It's
and
really
say,
crazy
okay,
stuff.
here we go.
Right.
So even though you see a lot of Moshe Hill signs in the community, I think by far a lot more than Olina Hicks. I'm not sure how he's doing
Outside of West
outside.
Hempstead,
So we wish them both well. By the way, both wonderful people. It was really a pleasure interviewing both of them. Both of them are very concerned about West Hempstead, very concerned about the community.
We're going to do very well no matter who wins.
Yeah, I think that's the bottom line.
Right,
I think
that's the bottom
both
line.
of them are real winners.
We'll have good representation.
And
I think the question, as usual, is going to be about voter turnout.
Your favorite subject.
It is one of my favorite subjects, so it's very hard to know whether or not West Hempstead people turn out and the other parts of the district will or won't. So that I think is going to be one of the big questions.
Yeah. So
And let's give a thank you to Mr. Gaylor for representing us for all these years, and he's been great for us. So
absolutely.
I hope he enjoys retirement.
Yeah. And I'm sure he'll be doing lots of things. We just, who knows?
Golf.
Okay. And so former New York State Trooper Thomas Mascia, he's the guy, he's not allegedly, he shot himself. And so he's going to be getting
6 months in jail.
6 months in jail.
If you shoot a stranger, they give you probation. You shoot yourself, you go to jail for 6 months. How does that work?
Well, I think he made, false claims, and there was a whole cover-up. And
I heard they hit him with a major bill for the cost of the investigation.
Oh, yeah, it was a couple of $100,000.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, and maybe 300,000 plus.
Yeah, I did hear that as well.
It's expensive to pull this kind of nonsense on the police.
Yeah.
Did I misremember it, or did he accept a plea deal of some sort? Is that what this is?
I don't think this is a
to?
trial. This
Yeah,
is
I
a plea
think.
deal.
Yeah.
So obviously 6 months is the best that he could get, given
Sure.
what was going on. Obviously the financial impact here is going to be affecting him for quite some time.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, the whole story is going to be obviously impacting him for quite his whole lifetime. All right. So we heard a lot of fireworks this week. It was going off every night, probably celebrations of Diwali. But then again, this is West Hempstead, so pretty much, fireworks go off like
Could've
every
just
day.
been Tuesday.
Probably least amount of fireworks are on actually July 4th. I mean,
So how long does the holiday run?
So it actually goes on for several days. I know this in part because many of my coworkers are based out of India, and nobody's been in the office this week. I think the official days of the holiday were Tuesday, Wednesday, and today of this week. It's sort of hard to tell, but happy holiday to all those who may be celebrating.
Yeah. And just a quick mention, the West Hempstead Fire Department is going to host their open house. It'll be on Sunday, October 26th from 10:30 a.m. to 12 noon. They're at 205 Hempstead Turnpike. And it's a good time for families to meet the firemen.
Right.
And women.
They have new trucks, and the kids really love climbing all over that stuff, so bring them down.
Yeah. All right. Time now for a quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wanger, operator of Tiffany Dry Cleaners. We've made things even easier. Schedule a cleaning pickup just with one click on our new app or website. And don't forget, we offer free pickup, delivery right to your door. Tiffany Dry Cleaners gets it just right.
All right, thank you, Dan. Norm, there's no doubt that this whole development, the Heatherwoods development, is going to change the community. I mean, it's big, it's out there. There's a lot of units. There's a lot of real estate. They're charging what is probably going to be, a fair amount. Let's say at least a fair amount for rent. So someone in the community posted I think it was the real estate agent said, we're taking pre-bookings, and of course people just, if they got nothing to say, they're on social media. That's not going to work. They're going to put something negative out there. How could you be charging so much? You're making so much dirt. You're going to ruin the community, et cetera, et cetera.
I will tell you, this is market rates, right? I mean, I think what do we have here, that the studios are going to be running at $2,800
Oh yeah,
a
and
month.
it goes up to like $6,000-$7,000.
Yeah, but that's for a townhouse.
But if you look at when the stuff goes around on the community Facebook groups and stuff, people are charging $4,500 for a basement apartment, $2,800 for a studio, and again $7,000 for a townhouse. This is not outrageous.
Yeah, and listen, let's be real. It's a huge upgrade just as far as looks go, based on what we had with the parking lot and a dilapidated wholesale liquidator. So it looks good. It gives people the option, especially if they want to stay in the neighborhood, they can sign 1 or 2 year lease deals.
Right.
Everything will be all new. And
if you're selling your house for $800,000 to $900,000, you can put that money in the bank, and you can lease for a very long time.
Yeah, so it looks good. And again, it's unfortunate that things have to get mudslinging that happens in social media. That's what social media is all about. It's like if you're all happy, you're not going to post anything. So
the upside is that we're probably going to get a lot of tax revenue from this at some point in time.
At some point, I think there's a ramp up.
Yeah,
they got a real sweet deal.
I'm sure.
Is that getting passed on to the renters, or that's just the company is getting?
It's usually built into the rental rate.
Okay.
Yeah. So listen. Bottom line is, it's good that they're open for business,
right?
And
finally.
it's exciting stuff.
It's sort of strange, actually, to think about it. It's like April is like less than 6 months away at this point.
Oh,
like we've seen that go from the hole in the ground into what it is, and they've worked really quickly. So it's good news, I think.
It is. Now, one thing that they did mention at the community town hall meeting was that they were only up to about a quarter of the way through sheetrocking, which also means they got a long way to go, because sheetrocking takes a long time. That means that they still would have to put in fixtures and appliances and all that stuff. So again, maybe some of them will be ready, sooner than later. But
they're not going to release it all at once. So as things become available, they'll rent them.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. There was this business on Hempstead Avenue called Lost for Toys, and they just left, and they relocated to Garden City South. They're having a grand reopening this Sunday during a local street fair. And, I guess the owner, was posting in West Hempstead because trying to, continue, the relationships that he had with people in the community. Sadly, I could tell you all the years that they've been there, I've never gone in there once.
And I'm with you.
I'm shocked to hear that neither of you are aficionados of comic book stores.
Of toys? Listen,
It's not like they advertise anywhere. I mean, I've never seen them advertising anywhere.
Yeah, I think it was like hard to find things or novelty or.
I suspect that neither of you are in a demographic that goes in places where they advertise. But anyway, we wish them luck in their new location. Listen, Garden City South is not that far away, Nassau Boulevard.
Yeah.
If you were a fan of them before, you should stay there and go back and see them in their new location.
Yeah, so congrats to Lost for Toys. It was a funny story in the town of Hempstead that they're celebrating the completion of their 100th mile of repaved road this year. First of all, I'm wondering, who's the guy who actually, counts, all the miles to say, oh, my God, that's the 100th mile. But Madison Avenue here,
still Madison Avenue.
Nothing is happening. And,
Sorry, Adam.
Yeah, and you know what? Before we sign off, we should mention Reesterers, and before we even hear about their specials, they are available online. They have a full product line. You go to ourbakery.com, check them out. You want to go send a care package to your college son or daughter. Go on the site,
somewhere else.
Or relative living across the country. Go to Our Bakery. It's going to be great.
Yep, marble ring cake. That's all.
There you go. I will tell you this week that they guess what time we're getting. It's not even Halloween yet. We're getting close to Thanksgiving. They've got pumpkin pies on sale. I think it's $11 per pie. Don't know what size it is. Guess what? Go into the bakery or go online. You'll figure it out. So go buy some pumpkin pie.
And I think they have a whole line for Halloween and all those great treats that everyone remembers during Halloween. All right, Norm and Dan, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week, unless we got something else to add. We could talk about shingles again. That's a real show starter. What can I tell you?
Let's find a new disease for next week.
We could do sciatica next week or something.
Disease of the week. Sounds like a great job.
Man,
listen, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll be with you next week.
Have a great week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.